So today we're going to be building a nice little kibble farm, but before we do that, I need to talk about an attack that we just had on the base area. Like, not even 5 minutes ago. I was literally just grabbing the last few of the items that I'm going to need for this here today, and then I started seeing a bunch of death messages. So, yeah, let's just run down here real fast. I had seen this little pack of bison around, and I was thinking maybe they could come over, but they weren't really that close to my base. Hello, Diplo. Also, we need to deal with that thing. Yeah, they weren't really close to the barn here, or the stables even, but they decided to just run over and start trying to destroy it. So, yeah, it is what it is. Oh, God, that one died in such a weird way. I just, like, blasted them with my guns, which I will show you clip for in a couple minutes, because, well, yeah, those are some new guns on my hotbar. We need to get rid of this Diplo as well. That's a freaking 150, no way. Anyway, so, yeah, we lost a couple things, and a bunch of ceilings are broken there, but luckily I didn't build the whole building, you know, with those ceilings as any sort of, like, support or anything like that, so no biggie. How on earth is that trough still there, though? Is this one here? This one's not here, but the other one is. What? How is that even possible? What? I'm so confused. Anyway, so yeah, you can see right here we had a little bit of an attack. Basically, we just had like a couple bison run in. So they've killed the Lystro that we tamed towards the start for one of our little skill challenges, an Ovis, and 2 of my dodos. And, oh, I killed this bison. One of the bison had a pretty nice trait on it. What was it again? I think it was aggressive or something. How do I look inside of this thing again? Yeah, aggressive. Cool. So I'm saving that. And also we have a bison over there to check out. I've tamed that thingy up. But, yeah, I'm not entirely certain how the dodos got out of here. They must have just, like, pathfinded their way out. I guess I never put them onto passive, so I should have probably done that. I do still have a couple left. I grabbed one of them that was, like, basically in the mix. But, yeah. Little bit of a mess right there. So, yeah, I want to build myself a nice little, like, kind of bio-grinder building. And it's going to be pretty horrific looking, I would imagine. That is a pink-ass sheep. Damn, look at you. Athletic as well. Oh, my God, okay. It's got its pink wool on, and it's just, it's working out over there or something. Anyway, yeah, so I want to build that up here today because, yeah, I've been doing a lot of taming. I've been taming quite a few bison. Oh, that's good. Yes, finally. A decent weight stat. Yeah, this is exactly what we needed. Let me go ahead and put you away real fast. I have quite a few bison that have some really good stats. I have an amazing melee stat. 54 points. And also, it has a high food stat as well, so we might try and get the fatty trait. Although, I actually think I have one with fatty on it. So, yeah, that could be quite useful. This one right here is a juvenile or something. I think, yeah, it didn't have, like, a super amazing trait on it, so I didn't want to grab it. Anyway, so real quick, let me go ahead and just roll that clip where we got the new loot, and I'm going to try and figure out where exactly we're going to be building this here today. Okay, let me show you this amazing drop I just found. Holy crap. That's a lot of good stuff. Very, very nice shotgun. I'm going to take all of that. Thank you very much. So, yeah, I'm trying to kind of, like, map out everything in my mind. I'm thinking, because, like, this is a big, nice, flat area over here. I think I want to build the barn here facing out that way. And then I'm thinking I'll probably want to build the farmhouse, like, down here, or maybe even higher up on the hill somewhere. I don't exactly know. So, yeah, where the hell do I want to build this thing? It also kind of should work with a little bit of an incline. So, I don't know. Maybe... Honestly, right here would be nice, but I can't build it right in front of the barn. That would look really dumb. Unless I can kind of do some sort of, like, nice field type stuff in front of it. We can maybe build it, like, right here. Honestly, we need some sporadic buildings around the place because I want to fill in the gaps with, like, a bunch of fenced-in fields anyway. So right here might actually work. Alrighty, let me quickly just get rid of this rock because I'm pretty sure my Dodic's still back up at the base. Luckily, our pickaxe is amazing, and it does take basically no time at all to just destroy all these things. So yeah, anyway, this building is going to be pretty cool, you know. Maybe we'll also maybe put like a little field or something out front or something like that. I don't exactly know. I like the idea of having some sort of like fenced in area and then leading to this building. We could have just like a fences on both sides, almost as if you were leading the dinos into the building. But yeah, I don't exactly know if that's what I want to do. That's going to look really horrifying. All right, cool. Let me make you land first of all. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, I have the bio grinder on you. Come back over here, please, a little bit. You didn't need to fly that far away to start landing. That's completely unnecessary. So yeah, bio grinder is what I need to begin this with. And then, yeah, we're going to need some foundations even. So the cool thing about the bio grinder is you can actually like snap things to it, like foundations off of it. So I don't necessarily even really need to like build a proper foundation. I think I'm going to just place a couple of them down. Let's see, maybe like another one, I guess. And then I want to try and snap it in a way where it's going to be, yeah, that almost could work. Let's see, hang on. Let me try and figure this part out. Okay. You know what? If we remove this one, then... And actually, you know what? Let's remove this one too. We can maybe snap some more off of it in a minute. I just want to make sure that I know where I'm snapping it. Okay, just like that. So I need just a slight incline at the front there. And then, yeah, that should work out. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is almost at ground height. All right, awesome. So let me show you what I'm thinking here by quickly just grabbing up some stuff, and I might just chuck everything into you because I don't want everything weighing me down. Okay, I've got some stuff on me. So basically, yeah, this is what you can do. You can snap things directly onto it. It almost acts as if it's a gigantic foundation, which is quite nice, except I'm probably not going to snap to this side. I want to snap to this opposite side over here. So I want the building to be like 5 wide, and by doing this, it should be 5 wide. Let's see. I need to probably get a couple pillars down in a couple places just to add some extra support. Either that or I could put foundations down, but I might end up wanting the outside not looking like foundations, because the walls, if we build up with walls, they're going to look a little bit different. I'm not exactly sure what this building's going to look like beyond the idea of trying to kind of use the land a little bit and work away with this. So let me just get a couple of these things down, and then you'll have a better understanding of what I'm going for here. So yeah, this is going to be like the entrance side, and then as we come along here, we're going to just snap those like that, and then I might want it to like drop down here. So obviously we're not going to want that there. Let me see. Can we snap a foundation directly onto this? Let's see. No, we can do it over there. Let me just show you, though, because you can actually do it. If we wanted to, we could snap foundations all along here. But obviously, I don't want that. Let's see. So if I go like this, and I can snap a couple of these guys along here, kind of blocking off some of that stuff. I don't mind like this little vent kind of coming out because it adds a little bit to the building. So yeah, right around here, I want a floor to be at this height. Now, can we get that to happen without needing any specific... Yeah, no, we might actually have to. I don't think they snap to this height at all. So let's see. I need a railing then. Okay, so if I go... And I can probably remove this railing afterwards. If I go like that, then we can place some ceilings along here. Or actually foundations, potentially. Yeah, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Because you're not even going to be able to see these ones. If I place foundations there, and then we're going to have a ceiling right here, because that's going to lead to... Yeah, okay, no, this is going to work out. So then what we can do is, because those foundations are like in the middle, we can go ahead and just build out here. We have foundation support for all that. We don't have to add a bunch of pillars in. And boom, look at this. Awesome. So basically what I want is the upper section is where we kind of put the creatures in. And then I want like a little thingy here. Let me actually grab a ramp or a roof or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, we got them on you. Nice. I just need one of them for the moment. So I can do one of those stair pieces like this. Can I get that to snap down instead? No, it's probably... What is stopping that? What would be stopping that, if anything? Could it just be the fact that this is a ceiling? Oh, yeah, okay. So maybe I can place that now? No. Can I place a foundation there? No. Oh, God damn it, ARK. Why are you like this? All this for dumb stairs, and I just can't get it in there. I've tried a couple things. I'm pretty sure I have a ceiling there. I'm not 100% certain because I can't see it, but yeah, there should be one like below this one. I can't get anything to go there, so I think I'm gonna have to just abandon my idea of having it look like that. So yeah, that's a little unfortunate. That actually should be a foundation. I had to remove a bunch of stuff to try and make that work. All right, I mean, like, if I fiddled around with it even more, I guarantee we could make it work, but in all honesty, I don't want to waste, like, the whole freaking day just trying to get this one tiny little thing done, so instead we'll just go with some boring old stairs. Like, I had a piece that could have done it all along. I just wanted the other one. All right, let's see. Let me grab a couple more of these. So, yeah, that's like the lower section of the building. Oh, I should probably... Yeah, let's remove these. So if I remove this, I should get 2 back. Or 3 back, because I included this one. So I meant like 2 additional ones. So we did get the assumed amount back. Oh my god, you scared the crap out of me. I don't know why. I was just like, wait, what's happening here? All right, let's see. So yeah, let's get those down there. So basically, we walk in on this end. Should probably extend this out just a little bit. We walk in on this end, and we have like the grinder for the creatures right here. And then we've got like a little kind of extra area down here. And obviously, you don't need to include this kind of side, but if the creature had any items on it, they actually come out right here. So that's kind of why you want access to this side, if anything. You know, it wouldn't really matter too much because we got a pulling system, but it's kind of nice still having access to it anyway. So yes. All right. Now it obviously looks like kind of crap right now, but let me try and figure this thing out a little bit more. Gonna need to snap something here. Let's see. If I go like this, and then I should be able to snap one off the side of that, like so. And then, you know what? Actually, if we just place a pillar there, that should actually keep that wall up there. And I'll probably end up having pillars in the corners anyway. Cool. So we're just gonna build these around, and then just for aesthetics, I'm gonna go ahead and place them down here. Can we? We can't get those little gaps. Might have to do that with pillars. I mean, you're not actually even gonna see it. Let's turn back on the grass. Like, you're not even gonna be able to see it, but I do kind of still want those gaps covered anyway, because I'm gonna obviously upload this for people if you want it. So yeah, I don't want it looking crap like that. So yeah, this is kind of the whole building right here. We're just gonna make it look pretty now. So yeah, we walk in on like this end over right here in like the middle, and then, you know, creatures go in. I've got my little section down here. Maybe we can put some storage down here as well. Maybe a couple fridges. Yeah, we'll figure it out. A couple things to do, but yeah, let me go ahead and just sort it all out then. So yeah, that's the whole thing completely blocked out and built all the way down into the ground. And wait, maybe not, because they never did this side. All right, what did these look like again? Okay, that's actually kind of the look I might be going for in here. So this is like the wasteland skins. Let's see, let's just kind of get all these down here. It's got to kind of look a little bit grungy because, you know, this would be an area that a bunch of creatures would have been brought into and essentially slaughtered. I don't need the walls to look like that as well. So maybe I'll make the walls out of like frontier. Let's see. I'm really excited to see what they have in store for us for Lost Colony in terms of like structure skins, because so far so good with these structure skins. They've done a great job with them. I've now just realized, hang on. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just made a bit of a mistake. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna need to probably have these bottom ones as railings and then have the ceilings going down here, because I'm gonna want the actual foundation of this building to be made out of stone. So I guess the stone has to like start at this height right here. Okay. So obviously it kind of goes down a little bit. So if I just like leave these ones as stone, would that look weird? I mean, you can't see stone anywhere else in the whole building except when you come down here. Can't really do anything about it because, again, you know, the foundation of the whole building is going to be stone. Maybe a good way of sectioning it off would be to have a bunch of pillars kind of coming along here anyway. Maybe make those into frontier because they look quite nice. Yeah, that might help out. Okay, so for the entranceway, we're not actually going to put a dino gate down, I think. Does that work out? Yeah, that's too wide. Nice. So I'm going to essentially go ahead and... Wait, let me switch back to this one. I'm just going to build my own dino gate, if that makes sense, you know? It's, yeah. It's got to look interesting. And actually, you know what? Hang on. Oh, wait, no, I have a couple on me. We're going to need to place these here anyway, so we might as well get these down. So, yeah, let me actually grab that then and snap this like that. So I want to just make my own kind of like dino gate way onto the inside, almost just like a different version of an archway. And I'm thinking like 2.5 tall instead of 3 tall. And then if we go ahead and grab, I meant to stop on that one actually, didn't I? If we go ahead and do that, Swap that to there. Nice. And then, hang on. Do we have any? Yeah, we definitely do. I know I have a ton of them. Where are they, though? I'm looking for... oh, yeah, these guys. Let me just grab like 5 of them. So if we go ahead and... Okay, so I want to make these into the shallow ones, and I guess we're going to put them like that. And nice. So yeah, that's going to be like our little entranceway. Obviously, we're going to switch over the skins and everything. Let me get some of this other stuff down. So far, this building is looking pretty crazy. I mean, not insane looking, but like if I was an animal, I would not want to be led into here. This looks terrifying. It truly does. Let's see. Should we just... I guess what we could do is we can place like those ones there. Or should we just... Yeah, we should probably just do like all of them as like small ones. Or maybe we shouldn't have done that, actually. That doesn't look very nice. You know what? We'll build like a little bit of a porchway here, but I know I don't have any of those triangle foundations, so let me go ahead and grab 4, I guess, is what we need, potentially. Yeah. Ooh, and I can do something cool with the arch and have it like come out. Oh, I've got a great idea. Let me just grab some of this stuff. I need 4 of these things, so yeah, let me either craft them or grab them. I probably already have some, but I definitely didn't bring any down with me. Okay, heading back down. So yeah, the idea that I have is to step out by a couple of the quarter foundations in the same, you know, size doorway, and then build that exact same like arch thing again, and then we can have like a little bit of like a roof or something on the inside here. It should look cool, I think. So yeah, let me see. So we need these fellas here, so we place them like that, and then basically just repeat what we have right here. So how did I do that again? We might have to actually... It might be easier if I just do this. Let's go with... I don't know if I want to go with the chunky one. Let's go with the thin one for the moment. And then from there... Oh, hang on. I already went by it. I want to switch back to this one. We'll just come down like so. Nice. And then, yeah, we could just do the exact same here. And then like that. And yeah, that's looking pretty cool. So yeah, that's going to be like the entranceway. And then obviously we're still going to have our little like stairs here. So I guess instead of doing them as the, as like 4 separate ones, we'll just do them like this. And I don't know if I want them as frontier or something else, but maybe we should have them as the wasteland one, because it's got to like match the other one in some way. So let's see, wasteland, switch these fellas over, boom. Okay. All right. We're getting here. Look at this. It's working. Okay, let me just switch these guys over. I don't know what I want those pillars as, but yeah, we'll get to that stage as well. Trying to figure out... Yeah, we should have some of these bits up here as well. Like that. And then, if we want to, we could actually grab some of these. Do they snap onto there? I think they do, right? It's not going to do it easily, but I can make it happen. So my thought is that we go ahead and put 2 of the quarter ramps, like here and then here. So then they kind of like make a full-on archway, and it's going to be covered in and everything. Yeah, that could work. All right, and then if we build up the building a little bit, I can slope this arch back into the building. Oh, yes. I'm coming up with all this stuff on the fly, man. Like, this is not planned. I just had an idea of what I wanted to do instead of putting like a full-on Dino gate in here. So yeah, there we go. I guess I am a good builder. God damn it, it's working. All these years of just claiming that I'm not, and it's finally worked out for me. All right, I need some of these guys down here because it's looking weird without them. They say practice makes perfect, but I think it's just, you know, denial. Denial makes perfect. Keep saying that you're not good at something until you get to be good at something. This is, yeah, this is it. I mean, like, I'm joking a little bit. I've always kind of known that I could be good at building an ARK because, you know, I guess I've always kind of had that kind of brain where I can visualize things and just, you know, it's just the practice of then trying to make that work with whatever game I'm playing. Because, you know, like, all games are different, and building systems work different in a lot of different games. So, yeah, it's a matter of trying to understand how that building system works, and then figuring out how to get my ideas into the game, because I can't just do them the easy way. I've got to do them the hard way. You know, it's not just gonna come together so easily. I need some railings for there. Do we have... Where do I have the railings? Are they in you? I need to move everything into the RG, I think. I can't carry it all, but... And I don't want to drop them, because I've noticed that recently there's like a weird bug when you drop things. They seem to just go into the mesh a little bit, so I don't want that at all. Just grab a couple of these things, and then get a couple of those as well. Nice. Ooh, getting stuck. And then, yeah, right here. Boom. Look at that. Now, the unfortunate part is we can't place these quarter, or I guess, what are they, half railings? The half and the quarter, I hate it, man. It needs to just be... I need to just call them, like, half railings, half walls, half stairs, half everything. What is that snapped onto? That's snapped onto something weird. I think that's snapped off of this other railing, whereas I want it on the stairs instead. Can I get it onto the stairs? That one snapped onto the stairs. This one does not look like it is, or maybe it is and it's just weird looking. Yeah, you know what? That's probably fine. I don't know if we're gonna get much better than that. Yeah, that's all good. So yeah, this is the entranceway. Let me build up the walls a little. Okay, so we could maybe have it 3 high. Yeah. We do like this, and then I can come... Oh, crap. No, we're getting like weird snap points there. Yeah, that's not preferable. Let me grab my demo gun. Where is that? That's definitely on one of my guys here. Nope, it's on you. Nope, it's in here. Awesome. So in terms of the roof, I think this is what I want to kind of go for. So what we have right here is we have the middle bits right there. Now remember, this whole building is 5 wide. So I'm going to need to remove that, and then I'm going to need another one of these slopedy wall thingies. So yeah, we went like that, and then we're going to snap one of these right there, and then we should be able to snap that off of there. So yeah, that's kind of creating the perfect spot for the roof. And we're just going to kind of bring that all the way back. Maybe I'll pop a window in somewhere. That could be a thing. Don't know. We'll see. But yeah. By the way, right around here, that's what I was talking about in terms of like ramping that stuff back. And I actually still need to add these bits in here, unless I want to change things up. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, you know what? Having that thing in the middle there, that actually is going to make it possible. I've just realized. Look at that. Let's do that, and then like so. Now, does it look better like this, or did it look better before? That is the question. I feel like if we do that, we're going to need to like cover this up a little. I know it's quite dark. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, there's a gap right there. We might need to cover that up. So we can just do that with one of these. Yeah, like that. I need to switch that skin over. Okay, yeah, looking a little bit better. So I actually, instead of up here, I was thinking of doing the, what is it, the quarter whatever, the normal like sloped wall version of this, the one that goes 45 degrees. So it would have went from here up to here, but I decided to use the ramp ones instead because yeah, they just look a little bit better right there. They kind of also allow us to be able to see up there, and also remember, we're not going to keep all this stuff. Oh, yeah, no, I missed the wrong thing there. Or I missed the wrong thing. I hit the wrong thing. We're going to have all this as frontier as well up here. So I know it looks very weird being like partly stone and everything. But yeah, we're going to switch all that stuff over. So yeah, that's like the idea. I really like this archway coming in here, actually. That looks dope. Yeah. All right, cool. Let me try and switch the rest of that stuff over. I guess we'll bring some of the roofs in as well. And try to... Oh, they're all inside the archie. And then try to visualize some more potential additions, like a window for sure. I think I definitely want a window. Okay, so we're working through it here. I think, figured out a good way to do the roof. I actually need to now move these bits. Let's remove those. Oh, just lost so much roof because of that. Yeah, that makes sense. None of it snapped to anything else. Anyway, so yeah, the idea that I have is we're kind of like, here, I'll just build it out just to show you. So we're gonna go ahead, pop some of those guys right there. We'll switch over the skins afterwards. We're gonna need to put that double doorway right there, and then I guess for convenience, we'll just go ahead and get this whole thing built onto the other side as well. There we go, cool. I guess I'll just switch over the skins now. It only takes a second. All right, so from there, what I've done is I have, can I get that snap point? Yes. I've come up by 2 ramps on each side. And then can I switch? Oh, hang on. Yeah, and then obviously this is a one wide gap in the middle. Wait, no, we want ramps. So we got to put the ramps like so. Let me see. Can I get that one there? And awesome. So yeah, basically the rest of the roof is going to be at this height. So I'll show you how I'm doing that then. Momentarily when I figure out how I'm going to do it because I've removed the snap points for them. Let me get my RG again. So yeah, I don't know about the skins on the roof, but that's kind of how it's gonna look. So this this section over here, we're gonna have in the exact middle, like the same height, and then we're gonna have the other, like another section at the back right there to match the front. So basically these like extra little bits are just gonna kind of come up and add some interest to it and everything. And yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty cool. I can also fill out those gaps as well by quickly placing down some of these fellas right here. So yeah, like that, and then like that, and then obviously at the very top we don't have a piece for that currently, so I might just fill that out with some like railings or something. I don't know, we'll figure out how to fill that bit in. But yeah, if you were to look at this building from the front, then I guess it would have to be from like this kind of angle. You know what, let's go photo mode, whatever. So yeah, you can see those bits can be easily filled in, and I can easily fill in these extra little bits right here by just placing some more of those upside down, and it's not going to add in like a crazy amount of extra stuff to the build. Do we actually have any more? I think, yeah, we got plenty more of them right here. So we can just go like that. Nice. And there's probably something I can add to there to make that a lot nicer. And actually, these little beams look really cool looking. Yeah, they actually look like full-on like support beams. That looks amazing. Oh, man. I don't know why. I just had like a weird memory. I don't even know if I want to even say this. So me, like, my family is not like really religious. Unfortunately, in Ireland, I guess when I was growing up, I don't know if it's still kind of like this nowadays, but unfortunately, if you're not religious, it's still a good idea to get your kids through all the religious things like the baptism and all that stuff. And I remember on one of those things, I can't even remember what they're called. Communion? I don't remember. Anyway, the whole time I was staring up at the roof, right? And at how those, like, it had like these beams kind of coming across, holding up the church roof, and they had these massive bolts going through them, right? And in my boredom, I counted every single one of those, and then I realized, okay, so there's like, you know, let's say there's 64 on this side right here, and then there's the exact same amount over here, so that's, you know, 64 and 64, 128. And then in my madness, I was like, okay, so then they're going to be on the other side of this beam as well. So what is that? And what is that, like 256, I think, right? Yeah. And then I was like, okay, and then there's like, I don't know, 6 of these going across. So like, how many of those is that? And then after all of it, right? This is the funniest part about it. It's just weird tangent, but I know I'm getting to the point. After the whole thing, I was talking to my dad, and I was like, yeah, I was like really bored the whole time, and I was counting these stud things up on the roof, and then he said the number to me. He said the number. My dad was doing the exact same thing. Like, I was just like, in my mind, like, I was still pretty young at this point, but in my mind I was like, this is the biggest bonding experience I think I've ever had with my dad. Like, me and my dad get along great, like, but just to think that like I was doing something out of boredom and he was doing the exact same thing out of boredom, it just blew my mind. But yeah, anyway, that's my whole thing. Anyway, like, I don't know why having those beams there really reminded me of the roof in that church, and the roof in many churches. I've seen lots of them that look like that. But yeah, it was the funniest thing. Like, he said the number to me, and also it made me happy because I had the number correct as well. Whatever it was, you know, we both had the correct answer. Anyway, weird tangent, I know. I'm gonna continue this. We're gonna have to build the exact same kind of thing on the back. We're not gonna have this massive archway though. We're gonna have to build out the walls there, and also I did put in some normal windows here as well, just to kind of add in like the little glass windows. I don't actually have any doors on me to fill those in at all currently, but yeah, we're gonna switch those over to the frontier glass bits, and it's gonna look pretty cool. In fact, I might actually switch these to normal walls and then use the glass as the texture for it. Yeah, that would be a smarter idea as well. Yeah, totally should have thought about that beforehand. Okay, so it's a little while later, and here's what we've got. It's looking pretty cool. I'm actually just gonna turn off the fog. R.fog 0. Yeah, that's a little bit nicer to actually look at. You know what? Let's look at it from this angle. So, yeah, not really a whole lot's changed in terms of the shape and everything. Like, I've done everything exactly as I said I was gonna do. Obviously, there's a lot of, like, little kind of details in there, and one thing that I've actually, may actually spot a difference here. So right here, we have one square window, and then two quarter walls below it. And then over here, what I've actually done is I've replaced the quarter walls with an additional wall, and then I've just also put that same skin on it. So I want to actually see if I can do that without making a bunch of things fall. We'll see if this works. So yeah, let me just remove these real fast. Okay, nothing fell, so that's good. Okay, awesome. So now if we just put a wall there, so yeah, if we just put one right there, and then we can pop on the skin, and yeah, that looks a little bit better. So, I mean, we have the option between this one right here, which is, you know, like 3 little bits high, versus this, where it's just a little square, and I honestly like the 3 bits high, so I think we'll go with that instead. So, yeah, pretty simple. It's very, very easy to just snap these bits in here. You may notice like the bottom window looks a little bit bigger than the other ones, and that's because the overlap kind of makes it look a little bit smaller in other places. But overall, not really too much of an issue. I mean, you know, the bottom window looking a little bit bigger is not really going to ruin anything. So, oh yeah, it's just this one to do now, right? And then we do that. And then I guess the other option would be to maybe frame it out with one of these right there. I'm going to need to grab one more because I don't think I did that there. Did not. Switch that over to the last one. And does that look better? I think it looks better. Nice. So, yeah, obviously we had just a bunch of walls right here, and I had windows up there, and it just was looking very plain and annoying to kind of look at. So what I've done was, I went ahead and just put a bunch of the sloped walls in here to make a wall. Put the middle ones in as glass, like these ones right here. And then, yeah, put the outside ones as like the normal ones, and yeah, it just kind of creates like this really, really nice window that's circular, and it's not perfect, but it is what it is. So just in general, oh, we still have a couple bushes we need to get rid of. I can't harvest that at all, unfortunately. We could just run in here with the bison or something. And I just realized I'm gonna have to really be careful when I'm coming along here. I don't want to walk something onto this platform. That actually could be so bad. Oh my god, hang on. I'm just thinking we get some railings in there. That would be a good idea, but I don't want to put like normal ones, unless I guess we could do like the wood ones. Yeah, we can get a couple railings coming along here just to kind of have some safety rails against this whole area here. I guarantee my little companion can get grinded up in that by accident, so that's a little concerning. What would happen? Could that actually happen? I don't even want to test it because then I'm gonna lose him. But he easily could run into that. So yeah, we need to be turning this thing off like constantly. And speaking of that, we don't even have a windmill, so we can't even turn it on currently. Yeah, let me just show you some of the details anyway. So underneath the area here, because obviously, you know, our roof has been coming out the exact same way as earlier. But yeah, I've just put some of the quarter ceilings right there just to kind of block that out and add some nice detail, I think. And then the exact same over here as well, of course. And, oh yeah, one thing that I wanted to try and do, which I think I probably won't because you probably see it. So I put a scaffolding piece snapped into there, but unfortunately we can see like a ton of it right here. It's not super noticeable all the time, but it's noticeable enough that I'm not going to like it. And also I've just realized I can't really do that on the inside here because then it's going to slip into the inside of the building and it's going to look weird. So yeah, unfortunately, that little idea is going to have to go away until we get some diagonal pillars. And oh my god, they really need to add those in. That is a necessity for this game. I really, really want them to add diagonal pillars. Like, could you imagine the limits, like, that will be lifted once we actually have that? Oh my god, building in ARK is going to be fantastic if they ever add those. But I don't know if they will. The issue with a lot of, like, the building things, they probably don't really want to add too many crazy pieces in because, you know, PvP people, and I'm not like getting at you or anything, I can understand it, you know, you guys will always figure out a way to do something with it. So, you know, not in like a good way either. So yeah, that's the issue. I would assume, with like adding a lot of those building pieces in, because ASA is kind of coded to allow for like memory with all these different building pieces. ASE didn't have any sort of additional like full-on structure sets, and they've said this before. It's because the memory issues on console. Now, I'm not getting a console. Console's great. I don't play it personally, but you know, it's a great platform, like both of them. But there's memory issues, and ARK is not a well-optimized game, so it wasn't gonna work out. We would have had like more like different looking structure sets. You know, we had the Adobe. We never got another one of those. You know, there's kind of a reason for it, and that's it right there. But yeah, just in general, I think this is looking great. We do need to give it power, so we're gonna have to make another windmill, and then I guess we can test it out. Yeah, we can probably do that. I should have a bison that I can chuck in, because I think bison will give a superior kibble, because I'm pretty sure that's the kibble that they like. Like, that's the top tier that they will eat. And by the way, those corpses are still there. They're going to be there for a while. And I will fix up the stables later. First, though, we need some electronics. We need 5 electronics. Boom. And then turbine. Right there, it kind of works, I guess. Cool. So, yeah, now this should be able to be turned on. Now, I'm going to turn it off. Does this work? Is he hurting? He's not getting hurt. Interesting. Okay. That's good to know. I wasn't sure. I just realized I never grabbed more bison. Wait, okay. I think I just figured something out. I need to get down here. I need to see what weight stat our other bison had. Because apparently I already had 48. Now, it's the one that I've been riding around on. Does it have 48 points into weight? Because I was specifically trying to tame more of those bison to try and get a better weight stat. What do you have? You do have 48. What was the one that we tamed? The one that I tamed at 46. Oh my god, I don't even need that one, actually. Let me chuck you into the grinder. Okay, yeah, so I basically have already had a really, really good weight stat for my bison, and I completely just didn't even realize it. I might have misread it. I don't know. I definitely looked at my stats. But yeah, let's go ahead and grind up some of these things then. So, goodbye, my bison. There we go. Let's go ahead and just chuck the rest of these guys in. So, obviously on extinction... Oh my god, it's so nasty. Oh man. Do these things still not spin? You would have thought they'd be spinning by now. But yeah, obviously on extinction, we built like a big trap thing where we dropped them down and everything. And, you know, that's really cool and all, but... I feel like we just need something we can walk them into because it's a lot easier. So right here, we should have our saddle. Perfect. And then anywhere, we have the inventory. And boom, look at that. So yeah, they actually do now give the kibble that it would take to basically get them. So that's how creatures work now. So yeah, the really amazing change that they actually did is they essentially made it so creatures that don't produce any eggs at all, when you chuck them into the grinder, they will give you the kibble that I think is used to tame them. So for example, we chucked in a bison. They don't produce eggs, obviously, not to our knowledge. Science has not figured it out yet, how bison are made. But, yes. So, if you chuck in a bison, you're going to get superior kibble back. If you chuck in a thyla, you're going to get the top tier of kibble back. So now we don't even need to be taming Tyrannuses. I could go and tame a couple low-level thyla, chuck them in here, and then boom, I have some kibble that I can go and tame other thyla, and then get some breeding going, and then boom, infinite kibble. Yeah. This thing's OP. I'm not gonna lie, it's very, very OP. I don't really care. I like using it. It makes things so much easier. It really does. And I don't have to rush to try and make an industrial cooker thingy as well. So, yeah, I might do a couple other additions to it, but I think just in general, for this video, this build might be done, at least for the moment. Yeah, guys, if you have enjoyed this one, go ahead, drop me a like. I will have this up on my Discord along with the other builds in a few days. So, you know, just give me enough time to make sure that I have all the detail that I want into it in it, and then you guys can download it and make it yourself. Although it might be kind of finicky because of how all the snap points work, but that's your mess to figure out, not mine. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one when we have lots and lots of kibble, because your boy's gonna do some grinding in here.